And slipped through beautifully. And in it goes!
The speed of counter-attack is so impressive, and the finish showed great composure. Just to lift it over the goalkeeper, that's a lovely goal.
And there is the goal! And can they make one of these passes count? Can they forge ahead? Into the box it goes. It's gone in! Might take the lead. See your players waiting in the middle. And it's still on. Oh, it's gone in! Jumping! And she's only gone and made it a hat-trick.
What's up, guys? This is Lesky. We're going to be looking at another striker build for pro clubs, and this time it's going to be based off of Edinson Cavani. I've had a couple requests for him. I've always been a pretty big fan of Cavani, so I thought I'd get this video out for y'all. I've been seeing a lot of other build requests in my comments, so I'm going to try and get to as much as I possibly can. And I'm also going to be posting more polls on my community page, giving y'all some options to vote on for the next build on my channel. And some of those requests will probably be an option to vote on. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You get alerted when I post stuff on my community page and when I just post videos on my channel. But let's get started and take a look at this Cavani build. Make sure you're listed as a striker, and this build is 6 foot, 149 pounds. I felt like 149 was the best weight for Cavani. He's got more of a lean body type, and this will fit that perfectly. You could go even lower to the next weight section, which is 119, but you'll lose some strength. So I felt like 149 was best, and if you go over 149, it'll be more of an average body type, which I don't think matches him as well. And then he's actually listed at 6'1" on FIFA. I went an inch shorter at 6 foot. If you go taller, which you can do, won't make much of a difference. Just some of the stats will be a little bit different on the skill tree. You might as well go 6'2", because if you go 6'1", which is his actual height, the stats will not change if you just go up to 6'2", which will help a lot because this build is good in the air, and you'll just gain that extra inch to win headers. So you might as well go 6'2" if you want to make this build taller. That could be a good option. And then he is right-footed. So let's take a look at the perks. Cavani has an 85 rated card this year in Ultimate Team, which isn't too great, only has 66 pace, but I mostly looked at his FIFA 19 card, which is the highest rated gold card he's had in all of Ultimate Team, which is 89 rated. And then last year they gave him a flashback card, which was 90 rated. So I looked at both of those cards mostly when making this build. So deciding on the perks for this build was pretty easy for me. I definitely wanted one-time shot. He's got the power header trait in game, and this will give us the power header trait while increasing the finishing ability during one-time shots or headers. The finesse shot, flare, outside foot shot, which is nice, but mostly just that power header trait which will help us a lot when it comes to headers. Just add more power to your headers and really just overpower the goalie and don't give him much of a chance to save the header. And then it'll also increase the weak foot. We have a 4-star weak foot on this build, so every time you take a one-time shot with your weak foot, it'll upgrade to 5-star, which is very good. And then the second perk, physical strength. You're definitely going to want to have these two perks on this Cavani build. Physical strength will boost the strength, ball control, and jumping when jostling, shielding, or heading the ball. So I'm really focusing on that jumping boost and the strength boost. This build is pretty good in the air for a 6-foot striker build. We have a lot of jumping upgrades, and this will just upgrade the jumping even more. That's one of his highest stats he's had on all of his cards over the years is his jumping, and he's had very good heading accuracy. So I have a little bit of heading accuracy upgrades. We have the one-time shot perk, which gives us the power header trait that he has, and it helps us when it comes to headers. So this build is very good in the air, which is why you could even make the build 6'2" if you want to be even more deadly and have more of a chance of winning those headers. I don't think it'll make a huge difference, but it could help a bit. So definitely one-time shot, physical strength for the first two perks. And then the third one, I went for active first touch. This will just help boost the acceleration and sprint speed when running onto a through ball and behind. This build has pretty good pace. I think it's around 90 pace. It'll also increase the ball control, and then it'll grant you the flare trait. So you can do like fancy one-time passes, flicks, and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And I think this is the best third option for the perk, just because the boost and pace, which is helpful for a striker. I really like having all three of these perks on bigger striker builds like this one. But if you wanted to switch it out, I guess a good option could be like skilled dribbler, distance shooter. Yeah, I would pretty much say that's it. Possibly tireless runner, but I really don't think you need it as a striker, and especially since we have pretty good stamina upgrades on this build because we went for the acrobat archetype, and that gives you some boost in stamina, so you don't really need tireless runner. So these are the three best perks for this Cavani build. Let's take a look at the skill tree. As I said, I wanted to boost the jumping on this build, so I went for the acrobat archetype. So starting on the right side, you're going to get this stamina and reactions, this jumping, and then this acrobat archetype. It'll give you +5 jumping and +6 stamina for 10 skill points. Then to the left, we'll get this aggression and then this jumping and aggression for 6 skill points, which isn't too bad when it comes to aggression because it actually helps you win aerial duels. You're more aggressive positioning your body and just more aggressive going in for the header, so it can actually help a lot boosting the aggression. And his aggression is pretty high on his cards anyways, but I really just wanted to upgrade the jumping even more. It'll give us +3 to bump it up to 87. And remember, I have the physical strength perk on this build, so it's actually boosting the jumping and strength more than what you see on the skill tree, which is why you definitely need that perk on for this build. Then over here on this left side, I'm mostly upgrading strength and reactions, getting this +2 strength. We get this +3 stamina to get it to 80, which is actually pretty good for a striker build in pro clubs, and that acrobat archetype really did help a lot. This +4 strength, and then +5 reactions for 3 skill points is the last thing to bump it up to 91. And on his FIFA 19 card, he had exactly 91 reactions, so that is perfect. And when it comes to strength, it will be higher because of that physical strength perk. This year, he has 77 strength. Back in FIFA 19, he had 78, and then his 90 rated flashback card they gave him last year had 84. So with the upgrades for the physical strength perk, we'll probably be around like 84 strength. Say it gives us like +10 upgrades. Not too sure if it gives us like +5, +10, +15, but say it gives us like +10, it'll bump it up to 84, exactly what he had on that flashback card, which is pretty nice. And his jumping on those cards are very high. He has 88 jumping this year and back in FIFA 19. And then back in FIFA 21 on the flashback, he had 93. So the physical ability for this striker build is actually pretty good. Let's take a look at dribbling. Right now I have 4-star skills, but towards the end of my time using this build, I switched to 5-star, and that's mostly just because I prefer using 5-star skills in attacking positions. So if you're interested in that, I can show you what you can do towards the end of the video after I wrap up the pace page. And from what I've seen, Cavani's always had 3-star skills on FIFA. You could argue that he could have 4-star, but even his flashback card they gave him last year had 3-star skills, 4-star weak foot. So if you want to take off the 4-star, feel free to do that. You can add those skill points more on like jumping and aggression on the physical page. You could upgrade the dribbling more, like the balance, the ball control, dribbling, or pace. You can do whatever you want to do with those 5 skill points. But on this right side, I just went down to the Lynx archetype. On all of his cards, he has more agility than balance, so that's what I went for. 88 agility, 77 bounce. Really isn't too bad for a 6-foot striker. Then on the left, these two are just 1 skill point each. +2 balance, and then +2 ball control. 86 ball control, 86 dribbling. Not the best for a striker. Both the active first touch and physical strength perks say they upgrade the ball control, so it's actually higher than what you see here. And then comparing the ball control and dribbling stats to his flashback card that he got last year, he has 85, so we actually beat him in both of those categories. Let's go to passing. And I don't have any skill points here, just the base passing attributes for a striker of this body type. And Cavani's never had that great of passing stats on his cards, so it's not too big of a deal, especially for a striker build in pro clubs. let's go to shooting. And I would have loved to go for the finisher archetype on this build, but it's really just not possible, mostly just for the shot power upgrades. He's always had a ton of shot power on his cards, but I did get it to 83, the max we can get it without getting the finisher archetype. But with all the other skill points we have on other categories, the acrobat archetype and the lynx archetype, we just can't do that. So on this left side, I went for this shot power and free kick accuracy, and I think I said that I went for heading accuracy upgrades on the shooting page, but I don't have it. I think when I remade the build from when going from 5-star back to 4-star, I think I just didn't do it correctly. So I'll show you guys what you can do if you want the heading accuracy. Because like my first couple of games, I think I ran the build like this, and then I switched it because I wanted more heading accuracy just to be deadlier in the air, so it would bump it up to 85 heading accuracy. So after I just wrap up this page, I'll show you guys what I did there. And then on the right side, I went for the 4-star weak foot like he has. Got this long shot and shot power. Got this finishing and volleys. So we have 92 finishing, 83 shot power, 86 long shots, and 87 volleys with 81 heading accuracy on this rendition of the build. And then I think I forgot to mention this penalties and shot power. Make sure you get that. That's what it will get it to 83. So the shooting stats are actually pretty good on this build. And then we have the one-time shot perk. It'll upgrade our weak foot when we take one-time shots to a 5-star. And it'll just increase the heading and finishing on one-time shots, which is very nice. So to the pace page, where I have 90 acceleration and 90 sprint speed. And then I believe if you want that extra heading, actually, you're going to have to take some pace off and then maybe something else on the build, which I'll figure out. But at first, I was rocking the build like this with exactly 90 pace. But on the majority of the cards I've seen, he's had a little bit more sprint speed than acceleration. So in order to add that heading accuracy on the shooting page, I think what I did was went down all the way to the cheetah, and then I just got both of these sprint speeds right here. So it was 89-90, just one less acceleration, not going to make much of a difference. And then I came back to the dribbling page and I took off this ball control and balance. He's always had pretty low balance on his card, so I didn't think that was a big deal. And then with the perks upgrading the ball control, it's not too big of a deal that you have 84 ball control. So then I went back to shooting and got the 85 heading accuracy like that. So that is an alternative. I kind of showing you two versions, a little bit of a difference, not much of a difference. But if you want the heading accuracy, you'll have to do that. If you just want how I had it with the extra ball control and balance, and just put it back to what I'm doing right now. And then you're going to take off this acceleration and then just get the bottom left acceleration, the +3 for exactly 90 pace. So sorry about that. I tried a few variations of this Cavani build. And if you only want 3-star skills, you can use 3 of those 5 skill points to upgrade the heading accuracy. And then all the rest of the build will pretty much be the same. And then you can use those 2 skill points you have left over, maybe just put it on this acceleration. I don't really know where else you could put those skill points. And then you would have 92 acceleration, 90 sprint speed. So now that's going to lead me to showing you guys the 5-star skill variation of this Cavani build. Let's head over to dribbling, and we're going to need to free up 8 skill points in order to get this other skill move. So first we'll be on the physical page, and we're going to have to take off this jumping and aggression. So it'll be a little bit less of a threat when it comes to headers, just because the less jumping and aggression, but you should still be pretty deadly in the air. And then we're going to go back to the dribbling page, and I think we're going to have to take off this ball control. And then we need 1 skill point to free up. So the last thing you'll have to do is on the pace page, you'll have to take off this acceleration and then just get this +2 acceleration. So just 1 less acceleration, and that'll get us the 8 skill points in order to get the skill moves. And then we'll have 84 ball control, 89 dribbling. The ball control is actually higher because of the perks. And then you'll have better dribbling and 5-star skills. So although the build is maybe just a little bit slower with the 1 acceleration, not going to make much of a difference. A little less ball control, not as good in the air with the jumping. The dribbling is going to be better, and then you'll be even saucier with the 5-star skills. So that is the alternative for this Cavani build. And that's going to wrap it up for this Edinson Cavani striker video. Let me know in the comments what you think of this build. Give it a try. Hit that like button on this video for me, and then hit that subscribe button on my channel if you haven't already subbed. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.